Hello.
If you are new to Coffee Moaning, you've never joined us before, just give us lots of waving emojis so we can wave back to you and welcome you to our little community.
And just to preemptively say to those new members that joined in the last couple of days where I refused to do the mangling without Nadia alongside me, I have Victoria Jenner, Linda Breslin, Andy Jolly, Tracy Mayhook and Joe Braithwaite. We have them
So we will
later.
be singing to you at the end.
How are we all, guys?
How
are we
are
doing?
you?
What with Boris's wonderful good news, I went to bed a little bit down, if I'm honest. A little bit kind
Let's
of disorientated.
have a little bit of jolliness before we go into that.
I was just a little bit kind of, oh, thanks, Boris.
We've already done our walk and our run this morning, so we're feeling good.
Yeah.
Let's start with that instead.
Well, I was standing in the queue, you know, socially distant, waiting for my coffee, picking up the hot
the way you
chocolate.
say socially distant. It's like we're all programmed now, aren't we, to constantly clear up with anyone before they can tell us off?
Because there was, just in case a really annoying person goes, were you socially
Why were you
distancing?
queuing?
Yeah, why were you queuing? Why were you out? Why were you there? Why were you getting a coffee?
Why were
Was
you
it a
drinking
hat? Did you have legs? Were you standing there? What were you doing? Were you standing? Were you sitting?
I tell you what, when I was out running today, I had a scarf, and every time I ran past somebody, just out of politeness,
You spat in their face.
I put my scarf over my face,
Yeah.
so that I wouldn't breathe on them. But people would get offended.
No,
Because they thought I was protecting myself from them.
Doesn't look like you're avoiding other people,
Oh
though.
my God, no.
I've seen you do it in the part that you do go like this. You go like, you know, Dracula in the old 70s.
Really
You go,
obvious.
you go like that. Like the phantom blower.
But actually, my intention was good. My intention was I don't want to breathe on you, but people were taking offence.
You do it in quite a... Okay, this is you walking towards... Right, watch this, guys. This is what happens.
I do.
So
do a
this
big
is
swirl.
what... I'll just do it. As she's walking towards you, you do go like this. You sort of
See you in a bit, baby.
And you go... And you go... It's like a hugely dramatic pantomime dodge.
But then there were runners running past me and they were breathing on me, on my scarf. So I'm going like this as I can see them come towards you. Because everyone's puffing out the cold air, you can literally see the cold air coming towards you. So I'm going like this as they run past me.
Yeah.
Listen to how stupid this is. So
Yeah.
they've run past me, they've breathed on my scarf, okay?
Yeah.
And then I put my scarf down, and then the next person might run past me, I put my scarf back up and put it over my face. How stupid
ridiculous.
is that?
That's so
Because it could have
ridiculous.
been the bit where they breathed on, so
Of
now I'm
course.
putting it into my nostrils.
It's so stupid.
And then I've got the virus in there.
Well, babe, you okay?
I just want to go out for a walk without thinking about this effing virus. I want to walk in a forest, in a field, on a beach, on a cliff. Anywhere.
Can I just say...
In a desert. Just anywhere where I'm not going like that.
I saw 5 blobs of gob in the park.
Oh, God.
Why do people do it? Heidi K, I was just getting a
And
pen.
we've still got our shoes on. Oh, God. I'm going to steam this whole floor
God,
today.
could we have a pen that works?
Nope.
Heidi K. What was I going to say? Yeah, 4 blobs of gob. Horrible.
What can we do? Like, right, all mothers of sons and fathers of
the
sons,
gob.
if your son does it, just take away everything. The phone, the iPad, the Nintendo, whatever it is. Just, it's got to be the worst thing that a person does is
my God.
gob on the floor.
Chrissy, I'm so sorry. Nadia and Mark, thank you for all your videos. My husband died yesterday, and you're giving me so much comfort whilst I'm self-isolating with
Chrissy.
COVID. Oh, my God.
From COVID.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, Chrissy, yeah, we see you here a lot. Oh,
so
sweetie.
sorry. Oh, my God.
Oh, my
Well, that puts
God.
absolutely everything in perspective.
Oh, you're self-isolating with COVID on your own.
Chrissy. Oh. Sorry, I was just scrolling back.
I've got
I
a
didn't see
friend
your
at the
comment there.
moment that's just had a cancer operation. She's only in her very early 30s, very, very dear friend of mine. Her husband's got COVID as well, and she's got a little baby, and it's just people are just suffering so much. Oh, Chrissy,
so
we're sending you
awful.
so much love, sweetheart.
Sending you so much love.
Oh, God. One day at a time, you won't have even absorbed it yet.
No.
We won't. Do you know, I was thinking about this the other day, Mark. We really should do a film on grief because we've both lost people.
Well, yeah, I mean,
We've
bizarre.
both, actually, strangely, Chrissy, Mark was just going through an old box of his, of mementos between that he'd sent back to him from you. It was really your father figure, wasn't he? A very important man in Mark's life, and he's had a good cry this morning.
Yeah,
because,
just literally before this, Jim. Chrissy,
it's my favourite line that I say to everyone: "Grief is the price we pay for love." Written by our dear Queen, that was, and I think it is the most perfect summation of it. You do pay for it all your life.
It's philosophically very true.
It's very true. I know it annoys you,
It annoys the
but
pants
it's
off me.
very true.
Yeah, it is very true. I think it's not that it annoys me. I find most platitudes that are used to help the feelings are really insufficient, regardless of
Everything's
how
insufficient.
nifty they are.
But
or
it's
clever
nice
they
to
are.
have things that you can say, because I think we, in this country, especially in our culture, we shy away from grief.
Yeah, we really do.
We do.
Yeah.
I mean, when I lost somebody years ago, I saw people avoid me, walked opposite side of the street, jump into a door, just rather than actually look at me and talk to me. So, yeah, I think it's better to say something than say nothing, because I think as Brits, we tend to go, oh, let's not talk. Oh my God, they lost somebody. Let's not talk about it. And I think I was saying last night, the writer of It's a Sin, Russell T Davies, he was on our show. He was on Loose Women on Thursday. He lost his husband, and he said he loves to talk about him. And I said to them on the show, actually, we really should do a topic on that, on grief.
Yeah.
And how everybody assumes that when somebody's lost somebody, the last thing they want you to do is bring it up. And it's like, well, why?
No.
You don't want that person wiped out.
Yeah, I mean,
For fear of upsetting people,
Well, just
isn't it?
then, speaking about Jim, I just want to share something with you. Chrissy, let's send all of our prayers to you, all of our love. And in my situation, when we've gone, words count for nothing other than just know you're absolutely in all of our thoughts. But just because, you know, remembrance can happen in so many different ways. Jim was a huge figure in my life. He was a father figure. He was an artistic, creative kind of inspiration. He was a painter.
Your inspiration,
He was a painter. He was the one who said, you know, don't compromise everything you're doing for an audience. Don't try and please everyone. Don't worry about what everyone's thinking. Just do what's true to you. And he was incredibly, you know, he introduced me to jazz, music, painting, everything. But anyway, we used to have stupid jokes together. We used to get drunk together. We used to have a laugh together. Anyway, I bought him this ages ago. Read what it says on there. Check this out, right? I bought him this years ago. Just remember. It's called...
Male glass syringe with improved rubber. What's it for?
So this is a male glass syringe. What does that mean, guys? What does that mean?
Means it shoots out rather than pulls in.
No, it's for the male anatomy. What do you think that's for?
I don't want to talk about it.
Jim was like fascinated. He's going, fucking hell. Where would they?
It's a lovely little box.
Where would they shove that, Mark?
Oh, down your penis.
Yeah, down your penis. I think male glass syringe.
Well, I'm so glad you showed us that.
Anyway, I used to buy him weird things and he'd buy me weird things. He was the guy who every time I went and stayed at his, he'd pop his head in with something stupid on his head. That's where I get it from. Here you go, male glass syringe. Any clues as to what that is and what it's for? My eyes are watering, absolutely.
No, sorry, Faith. I don't think we do have any. We must have some photos somewhere actually of
Shaker
our
G,
kitchen
hello.
beforehand. Yeah, I mean, it was
What's
still
that?
a nice kitchen, but it was half the size. It was half the size.
right.
Faith was saying, got any photos of our kitchen before?
Laura Lawler, my mother-in-law will be cremated next week from COVID. Do people understand even when you're dead, the body is a risk? No embalming. That's how serious this is.
Really?
Please think before. God, that was the interesting detail in It's a Sin, wasn't it? How people were burning. They didn't want to go to the cremation because they were
There
worried
were
that the
so
bodies
many.
would...
God,
Is that still a worry?
There were so many parallels in It's a Sin Loss. So if you're wondering what we're talking about, we've mentioned it a couple of times.
Drama on Channel
It's a
4.
new drama on Channel 4. We did a review of it last night. And it's all around the AIDS epidemic in the 80s. And there are so many parallels. Our girls were gobsmacked that happened in our time, weren't they?
Yeah, Paul Jones, all the male subscribers simultaneously just grimaced. I know, it's horrendous. Sorry, something else.
Ali Jolly, I'm with Nadia, I don't want to think about it.
Now, look at this. Check this out, guys. I'm not... Years ago, filming in Sedona, Arizona, you know, which is kind of mystical. Sorry, this is just in the box that I found. Has anyone had their aura taken? Have you ever had your aura taken?
No.
Now, in order to get this photo taken, I had to sit in a room with a woman not unlike Carol Baskin. who was stroking my forehead and oiling my hands and sort of really talking to me. She had crystals all in her cleavage, and she got me to place my hands in these metal...
Crystals in her cleavage?
Yeah, crystals in her cleavage.
Sounds a bit dodgy
Crystals
to me.
in her cleavage and...
Crystals
and
in her cleavage.
sleigh bells on her
in her
buttocks.
cleavage.
So she got me to put my hands in these metal hand holders, and then she took this photograph, guys.
Like, can you see him deep? That's his aura.
That's my aura. And can you see that I used to have bleached hair?
This is really itchy.
Peroxided
I've got
hair.
to find something to tie my hair up with.
Look at that. What colour would you say that is, guys? Would you say that's red, light red, pink, dark red? Dark red, or light red?
Leo's there. Ask Leo. She's
What do you think, guys? Red. Fuchsia, red, vibrant red. And so what it says on the back here is activity, extroversion, movement, vitality, health, emotionality, hands-on healer.
He's a hands-on healer.
I'm a hands-on
He's a hands-on
Which
healer.
means just one thing.
Mark! Ow!
Hands-on healer, no? Oh, sorry, I thought it said hands-on feeler. It's a sin. Got my card yesterday, thank you. Can't wait to read your book when it arrives. Yeah, we're just waiting for the books to arrive. Drew Haler. Oh, I'm pleased you got your card. Random Nothingness in hysterics. Can I have a song, please? It's my birthday, Steph Coleman.
Happy birthday to you,
Squash
Steph.
tomatoes and
Happy
poo.
birthday to you, Steph.
You look
Happy
like a
birthday, dear
turnip.
Steph. Happy birthday to you. Steph is one of our really... Steph is on nearly every live, every Insta live. Steph, mwah, happy
Welcome,
birthday,
Steph.
sweetheart.
Happy birthday, Steph. Cerise pink. I wonder what pink means. Sorry. What is magenta? Could that be seen as magenta? No.
No, magenta's more purple, isn't it?
Pink. Sensitivity, emotionality, femininity, longing and softness. It's a description of my...
Natalie Reid, can you add her
Oh.
to the list? Because she didn't get her song. Natalie
Yeah, I
Reid.
can't write though, because we haven't got a pen that writes.
Yeah.
Oh, why, Miss Sawalha? You look good. What's happened to your hair? You look like that woman out of the Addams Family. Sorry, who was it? Natalie
Reid.
Natalie Reid.
Natalie Reid.
Right, guys, it's Saturday. We start vlogging again today because the Christmas decorations are coming down.
Guys, the place is such a fucking tip. I'm going to do nothing today except
Do you
clear
have to
up.
swear?
Well, sorry. That's true.
Yeah.
Because tonight we are doing again fake restaurant. Cheer the girls up.
Yeah, we
Get them
are.
dressed out of the tracksuits. We're doing Nando's tonight.
Yeah.
So it's all got to look lovely by tonight. Mark's editing.
Yeah.
So Mark's going to be editing all day and I'm going to be clearing up all day.
Tree vlog. So in
And
the
we're going to be, packing up the trees.
in the headlines today, we have some really intriguing topics. We obviously have the jab gap disputes. This is the
I've just been listening
discussion.
to that. It's
The
fine.
British Medical Association insisting that the government reevaluate whether the 12-week gap is right or not. And I think that's really fair. We have to look at the intelligence coming out of Israel. We have to look at the intelligence that bloody Pfizer are saying themselves.
I was just listening to actually a guy from the British Medical Association, and he was saying we don't know categorically that it wouldn't work beyond that time, but we just don't have the data.
No.
That's all it is. That's just the problem. They just don't have the.
Well, they don't have the
on
data,
it.
but they also do
So-
have an indication of the data, and they also do have a letter from Pfizer saying we wouldn't recommend it.
Because they don't have enough data.
Precisely.
It's saying, it might be okay, but it's too much of a risk.
Yeah.
So now they've got to go back to all those people. So she was saying, the interviewer was saying, people, it's been longer than 6 weeks now for the first Pfizer people, wasn't it?
Yeah.
When did they first get vaccinated?
No, they were starting just before Christmas, weren't they? So we're looking at about 6 to 8 weeks. So really, if they are
need
going to
to
say
do
it's
them
6
now.
weeks, they need to do them now. Now, of course, this has all sorts
So
of
do I, Mick,
ramifications.
honey.
There will have been a moment the government have essentially, Gabrielle says, essentially mucked up. Dr. John Campbell says it's okay. I mean, yeah, we can't just trust that Dr. John Campbell's right about everything, and I think we do just need to be cautious. The reason we all need to think that the 12-week thing works is because if it doesn't, it's head-slapping time for the government because they won't have enough to hit the deadlines they have, asserted for themselves.
Well, Teresa got hers on the 12th of December.
So if, you know, the 12-week gap is queried, of course it will mean you can't get more people with one jab as quickly as you would like to. So it will have all sorts of implications for the kind of breakdown of when we come out of lockdown. I sent you an article, I don't know if you saw it this morning, I was lying in bed at sort of 8 a.m. And I was thinking to myself, and there was a piece in the Times saying what the best case scenario, the middle case scenario, and the worst case scenario.
Yeah.
And when no, in terms of rollout and freeing up lockdown and us sort of re-emerging from this crisis, and it was quite a sobering read. There's no fast departure from where we're at.
No.
And there's no
I don't
sudden...
think anyone believes there is.
No, but I think they have sold a bit of a pup, because on previous lockdowns, as soon as figures got good, they almost pulled the plug on everything, didn't they? I mean, it was all, when you look back, you think, how moronic was it?
Morons.
You know, Europe is going through an absolute tailspin in which you could argue, thank God we're not tied to, you know, Brexit on the one hand kind of helps us a little bit here, because the EU is going through a woeful situation with number of vaccines available. They just haven't got enough. They're still having to. They're still
What
waiting.
is that?
They're still
Just that slow-mo.
I think they may have invested
European thing.
in one of the ones that just is taking longer to get there. I think
Right.
the Moderna one is much more expensive. I don't know if they've got more of those. You know, numbers aren't good in Europe. So I think.
I mean, the good thing is the Oxford AstraZeneca can have that gap. That's
Yeah.
what they were just saying.
Yeah.
And we've got loads of that being made.
But the AstraZeneca also has the lowest. I mean, regardless of how good the AstraZeneca one is and how cheap it is and how sort of morally less, not corrupt, but, you know, there's a lot of discussion. I'm keen to talk about this. The moral obligation of richer countries to help and aid poorer countries. It is also the one, when you look at the breakdown on all, like in the Times today, it does a breakdown of all the vaccines. It is at 80%. Now, you can't get full.
That's fantastic.
It's fantastic, but lots of, I mean, I'm not an idiot. If you're looking at it, if you're just looking at it without any concern, you think, I want the one that's 95%, please, not the one that says 80%. So there is that element to the Oxford AstraZeneca one where I think other
No,
people.
but you've got to think at our age with an 80%, that means we're not going to get seriously ill.
But then there are lots. Anyway, so the problem here is it's like they were looking at these three different criteria for best case, worst case, middle case. Then you start to factor in a very alarming detail, which is creeping in, that a huge number of care home workers are refusing to take the vaccine.
I know.
Huge number. Now, I don't know why that is. It's really interesting because I
I
keep
think
seeing
they are
the
going to
news.
get. We are going to get to a place where they are. I know it's illegal at the moment, but we are going to get to a place where I think certain industries you're going to have to be vaccinated, because if you're caring for the elderly,
Yeah, but if
you've got to. You've got. I mean, like your mum when she was nursing, she had all sorts of vaccines that she had to have.
Yeah, but so
You just
okay,
had to
yeah,
have
I hear
it to
what you're
work in
saying.
the
I hear what you're
hospital.
saying, but there's a practical problem for this. You say that you have to be vaccinated to do care homes. You have, say, I don't know, just under half of your workforce refusing to. What are you going to do? Remove half your workforce?
Yeah, Christ.
You know, what do you do? Who's going to care for everyone? It's not that simple. You can't just have a strident.
What are the vaccines your mum said she had to have? And
Oh,
she was just working in an anorexic hospital.
Yeah.
She had no questions asked. I think it was hepatitis and something else. Well, the flu vaccine you absolutely have to have. If you work in the National Health Service, you have to wear the flu. You have to have the flu vaccine.
Yeah.
So they may well get to that.
Yeah, I mean.
Grandma Rose's channel, so worried about jobs. What is the normal going to be? This is what we keep saying. Most of us will be unemployed. It's terrifying.
Well, so many things that you heard about in the first two lockdowns, you don't seem to be hearing about now, which are things like, you know, particular sectors that we're interested in. You know, for example, studio-based TV and film work can happen with extraordinarily, like your work, extraordinarily strict procedures. Documentary, real-life work is impossible to enact at the moment.
Thank you, Jenny Ward. Hepatitis and TB.
Documentary work is impossible to do at the moment because, of course, the nature of documentaries is that you have to go out and you have to... News journalism, fine, because usually the news is about this kind of stuff. But they're huge sectors. Theatricals, musicians. I mean, these sectors are all sectors that we were hearing about time and again. We hear a lot about transport. We hear a lot about aviation and tourism. But we're not hearing the finer detail. We keep hearing about the airlines. But what about all the businesses in Europe that aren't receiving tourists? What's happened to all of the... Like, around my mum, the Tower of London, for example... Or whatever you think of them, all those tiny tourist shops and all of the people doing the sightseeing buses, what's happening to all of them? What's happening to all of that? Where's that going to come from?
I know.
I just don't understand.
But
And so
you
you're
can't
right.
even begin to try and work it out.
No.
What's going to happen? It's and then again, I do feel so sorry for the government. I mean, they are having to take all these things into consideration. They piss me off all the time because they seem to make one ridiculous mistake after another. Did you see the photos of Heathrow Airport today?
Elias is just asking. I mean, I was horrified. I had to send
Horrifying.
photos.
If we can't sort that out,
Now,
and then somebody was saying on the radio this morning, we all recoiled from the draconian behaviour of the authorities in Wuhan, but I hate to say it, but I'm just feeling more and more we're going to have to go more that way, aren't we?
Yeah.
I mean, if it is so much more infectious, if it is more deadly, all these terrible things we heard yesterday, what are we going to do other than stay locked in until every one of us is vaccinated?
Yeah. So the worst case, best case, and medium case aren't, the worst case is they're talking about September, and they're talking about having to reinsure all of our sort of behaviour again next Christmas. I think we are going to be. I think this year the best prospects for 2021 is going to be a stop-start procedure with extraordinary caution. Yeah. I think that's all that this year is going to offer us. I mean, they're talking about, but the best case scenario presumes, and that's like a loosening of everything by May and all that kind of stuff, and the hospitality sector. I mean, you've got to look at little bellwether points like, I know it sounds ridiculous, but the James Bond film being pushed back to October, A Quiet Place has just been announced today, has been put. When you start to see all this happening in these big sectors, these are the indications of what the leisure sector is thinking could happen. So we're potentially looking at a 2-year delay on the James Bond film. It's been pushed back to October. That's a massive deal. And, the Heathrow images are just... think about it.
What's the explanation to that?
Yeah, but think about it. How do they do it? The sheer volume of people coming into Heathrow.
Well, they've got to stop the flights.
Precisely.
I mean, again today, they had somebody from the British Medical Association, and he was saying...
It's horrifying
he said, it's really hard. We don't want to say this. Of course we don't. But we've really got to consider... Yeah. Now next week, they're thinking about maybe getting people to isolate in hotels. Well, you're almost 6-7 months behind all those countries that have controlled this virus by doing that very thing. And you're not even going to have a meeting about it until next week.
Me too.
These variants that are coming in from other countries, if we get a couple more of those, where's it going to leave us?
Me too. May is too soon. Practicalities don't support May as being a possibility. And May is three months away. Caroline Woods, I was horrified about Heathrow Airport. I've been vaccinated, but now this I don't know if you, I never say this from a position of told you so, but I do say it from a position of, do we not all have the capacity to sometimes do some forward thinking, therefore can't the government? Did I not say that we will have an absolute 3 to 4 weeks trumpeting from the rafters about vaccine progress? We've had that. And now the cracks are starting to show because we have disputes about the rationale around pauses and delays. There's a lack of confidence now for a great number of people over 80, bless them, who have had the first part of the jab. And then all this news would be making me petrified.
Oh, imagine for elderly people.
If my Nanny Thelma,
was
in this set of circles, Ma, what am I doing? Am I having my next jab? When is it? They keep talking about 3, 6, 12. Caroline Woods, I was horrified about Heathrow. I've been vaccinated, but worry if I have to wait 12 weeks for the second one, will it not be too late?
Oh, God.
So it's a bit of a mess. There's also talk about the fact that, there is going to be, have they done that thing, which is sensible, of pushing as many out as they can to begin with, but they know that they won't reveal, whenever journalists ask the government, how many vaccines have we got,
they
available.
Wouldn't even answer
they won't answer it, and their argument for answering it is it's an
security
issue of national security.
Yeah, that's what they keep saying.
Because they don't want the suppliers to potentially sell or give vaccines to someone else, and this is where that moral thing creeps in.
We might have been vaccinated 5 million, but we haven't completed that because half of them need a second one.
That's a very good point. Very good point.
We've actually vaccinated 2.5 million then.
So you've got to think about, have you heard they found a new variant in Liverpool? No, Karen, no, I haven't. No. Now, of course, the important thing to moderate about what Boris said last night...
The word I hate most at the moment is variant.
No, I know. I was talking about that. Variant for me used to be a very pleasant idea within comic collecting.
Let's just have a little break for a minute from this horror. Yeah. What's your least favourite word, pandemic word?
Zoom.
Zoom.
Yeah. Variant.
Mine was unprecedented times for ages, but I kind of miss it now.
I miss
I'm feeling nostalgic.
The reason I miss unprecedented because it's now not unprecedented.
I'm nostalgic for unprecedented times. Lockdown, says Susan. Yeah. Sonia says pandemic. Jab, says Liz Arnold.
Mine is you're on mute.
Natalie. Tia, I feel emotional about Tia.
Oh, Tia.
Take us back to Tia.
Tears.
TIER. We were going to restaurants in the tiers.
I fucking hate socially distanced.
Yeah,
Hate it.
distance.
Hate it.
Oh God. No, definitely, without a doubt, mine is mutation and variant. Mutation.
That mutation, I don't mind.
Because it's like proteins, virus. Those horrible finger things on the virus. I hate the finger things.
I think
so
we
they
need
say
to-
sticks to us.
I think we need to reappropriate the words. So with super spreader, we need to think of butter on toast. Yeah. Variant, we need to think of a new variety a varied diet, a new variety of flour.
Yeah.
I think with self-isolate, there's no way of making that nice, is it? Really?
Self-isolate. What time's yourself? You can hang out, have a nice long hot bath.
Yeah, self-isolate is another way of talking about
Stretch
yoga.
out in the bed.
Briefing, Drew Haler. Briefing is an annoying word. You're absolutely right.
Favourite word, bollocks, says Sarah. Yeah, what's your favourite word? What's your favourite way to describe what's going on at the moment? Phone consultation. Julie Everett says phone consultation. I know what you mean, phone consultation.
Sarah Doolally, next slide, please.
Oh, you're so right. Next slide. Pubs shut.
Yvonne Smith, moving forward.
Sarah, we're never moving forward. We're always taking 10 fucking steps
Joanne
back.
Clements, home learning.
Oh, God.
PPE, Jenny
Somebody
Ward.
said yesterday the 2 dirtiest words in the English language now are homeschooling. Said
Terrible,
that
isn't
on
it?
the telly.
So sad.
So sad because it's not homeschooling what they're doing at the minute.
Bubble. Yeah, bubble. That word's lost its allure.
Yeah, but do you remember when we were yearning for bubble and we said, oh, they're talking
I
about maybe
remember-
having a bubble. We can have a bubble of
I
our
remember
friends.
a time when the word bubble was I'm forever blowing
Blowing
bubbles. But
bubbles.
now it's like, fucking hell, you're going to
Press
die if you're not in a bubble.
conference. Alison Olios says press conference.
Flatten the curve.
Flatten the curve. Do you remember when they've given up with flatten the curve?
Well,
There
it's
is
a
no,
load of old
they
shit,
can't
innit?
flatten the curve
Yeah,
now.
well, there's no curve to flatten. It's just a
Okay,
shoots
so
right
we've had
up.
a little break. So go
Yeah,
on,
no.
you
So
can
anyway,
give
what
us
I
a
wanted
bit
to
more
do,
now.
I'll administer the next piece of shit. So no, when Boris, so we have a more dangerous.
Steamed up glasses.
Steamed up glasses.
Victoria D.
So just to take the heat out of what Boris was saying yesterday, he said that the British variant, the London variant, the Kent variant. Can you believe there are thousands? I mean, hundreds of thousands of people in China saying this. Kent.
Yeah.
Kent.
As
never going to
As John
Kent.
Campbell said, oh, we're going back now are we, to naming a virus or a variant from where it's come
I did
from.
share that thought.
We've
other
had a
week,
big gap with that.
Yeah. It's more dangerous, so it spreads quicker. It's more dangerous, but, and there is a but.
Oh!
There's a good bit.
Oh.
The current vaccines are effective against it, but as MeToo's just said, most of the 5 million who've got their first jab haven't yet been vaccinated. That's a really important detail, actually, as we run around going, yay! You're only vaccinated when you've had both. Oh, flipping heck. I just want to punch myself repeatedly in the head.
I saw someone in the park today doing boxercise.
Oh,
I thought,
didn't it look satisfying?
That looks. Maybe we should get a pair
Didn't it
of
look
those. Why don't we
satisfying?
just do it?
Why don't you just... Can I punch you? I've wanted to punch you all through
My hair's
lockdown.
so annoying,
That's a terrible
mate.
thing to say, actually. I didn't mean it.
It doesn't mean
Don't mean it at all.
Don't say that.
now all start to get really... it's funny, someone said the other day, because I
Punch
said
a
something, they
pillow
said,
is
you're
what
being
you mean.
passive-aggressive, Mark. I can tell
You
you're
wanna
being
be-
passive-aggressive. I
you
wasn't,
wanna-
I was just being aggressive.
You want to punch a pillow, is what you mean?
I want to punch Monge too.
Yeah.
Nah,
I think we're all feeling a bit.
nah. Let's try and find some fun news, shall
all
we?
need a
Oh,
punch
look,
bag.
look,
Why do we
absolutely
buy a
everywhere
punch
it's
bag?
Brexit red tape. Oh, just in case you were wondering, Brexit isn't working as well as they'd like us to think. Can I just ask a quick question? And this is really, really important. You haven't been in any supermarkets. I have. There is virtually no food on the shelves in
Really?
our local... Is anyone else finding that there's like no bread? There's very little veg.
Really?
Yeah. No one's talking about it, but there's virtually nothing in our local Sainsbury's. Is anyone else finding this? It's as if no one's talking
Was there
about it.
toilet paper, Andrew?
Lots of
Crash
things
says?
missing as in Morrison. Yes, lots of people finding the same thing. I'm literally going in, it's threadbare. You know, like sometimes you go to a really remote resort in, say, Portugal. You know,
Yeah.
you go to one of those
There's a
places
few bits.
and you go to one of their little...
Was that Sainsbury's?
and then you go to one of their dimly lit, awfully lit little kind of
What I
supermarket.
just found in my bra.
One of the, hang, listen. Then you go to one of those dimly lit places where you buy your essentials, and they have one packet of Tuck biscuits,
Yeah.
a tub of Nutella, and a sort of bottle of tequila.
Random dry
That's
cheese.
It. Yeah, dry cheese, and none of it is attractive. But you so you're right. You got the image. That's what it's like in our Sainsbury's. There's no variety of choices.
Really?
Yeah.
Can't get a cucumber, somebody said.
Yeah, there are odd things.
Icing sugar.
Couldn't buy vegetables and
no.
M&S yesterday.
Really?
Even online supermarket is out of stock.
Yes, Drew, we will if we ever
Helen
get a
Fatherley,
big
is this you fun talk? This is us at our funnest. Yeah, this is fun talk. This is fun chat. Right, let's have a look. Let's find some fun news, shall we?
Well, we need to do our singing now.
Hang on,
It's-
what's this?
It's midday.
Oh, you know what we should do? I think we should start to do our commute from upstairs down to our table. I think we should film our commute to work. Sitting on top stair. Socially distancing. So if you want to feel like you're at Glastonbury, because of course Glastonbury's been cancelled this week, go to Heathrow, because it's really crowded and it'll be really fun. Any celebrity news going on that you've heard of this week? Oh, look at that photo of Boris Johnson.
Almighty.
Just going to show you this photo of Boris
Look
Johnson.
at that mark on his arm. What's that?
Oh, yeah.
He's had a fall.
Hang on a minute. Look, just going to show you this. That's an image to conjure with, isn't it? That's a man who's...
Poor man.
That was the moment he heard
He's had the most
that he's going to
shit-
have to shorten the gap between...
He's had the most shit
Oh, Boris.
time. He really does make you think, be careful what you wish
Yeah,
for. He wanted to be ruler of the world. That's what he said when he was 6
Yeah.
years old.
That's his face plant.
God.
He's looking a bit...
How I feel right now.
Oh, mate. I actually want to give him
Blimey.
a hug.
I know, I feel sorry for him.
Yeah. Bernie Sanders. Oh, yeah,
Oh,
remade
Bernie
W. Bernie Sanders
Sanders.
memes. Aren't they
They're
hysterical?
great, aren't they?
Can you please-
Kiki just showed us this
Yeah.
gorgeous...
Can you please send us your funniest ones? I saw one yesterday and I don't know where it was. And it was Bernie Sanders in his pose with his legs wrapped around another wrestler in the middle of a ring. But it was done so completely, it looked like he had him in a fucking neck hold with his legs. They're really funny. But are we laughing at an old man who's sitting on his own? That's what I want to know. Someone else asked whether behind Lady Gaga and J-Lo at the inauguration was Nanny Di sat there. Have a
did
look
look
at
a
the
bit
footage.
like her.
It's like Nanny Di with a giant mask.
It does look a bit like
And I was
her.
saying to Kiki yesterday, have you seen you can now judge the size of some people's heads? Some people's heads are entirely covered by masks, aren't they? You can tell. They put a mask on it, it's like that. You go, you've got such a small head.
Guys, so a few things. My sister Dina's Instagram account, Art by Box. Please follow her. You've given us so much support, and she called me yesterday and said, "Oh my God, you've got the best followers." And today the new Art by Box is out. And to family guest people, you have a discount on, and you have to use the code NADIA20, and you get 20% off.
Was that
What else
Pringle?
did I want to say to you?
Was that Pengled? Have you just
in
taken
my
it back?
hair.
Oh. Give us back.
something
What
else
did you find something else in your bra? Sorry, we missed that. That was quite
That's
funny.
what was in my
that was
bra.
in your bra.
Yeah,
Once I found my keys in your bra.
these are really nice actually.
I was,
These are really comfy. Oh, it's snowing for Sarah Beaton. I fancy some snow. I said to Kiki, it will feel like we're in a different country if we've got some snow.
Karen R, we could all do with a quiz, guys. You're right. We're going to do a quiz at some point.
Yeah, we need to
Absolutely,
do a quiz
we do need to do a quiz. Natasha Milton, we flew in 2 weeks ago, guys. Heathrow was a nightmare, not to mention none of the male border control officers had their masks on.
You
are joking. This is what pisses me off, man.
Seriously?
The male border control officers didn't have their masks on.
Yeah, I've got the stinking thinking t-shirts. I'm just trying to work out how to do it. I can't work out. Yeah, I'm going to get onto that today. Thank you. I will put it up today on how you can get one.
Vicky Richardson, yes, sadly, we did talk about McNorcross yesterday. It is tragically sad. Just another reminder, though we don't know
I'm
for
just
sure
terrified.
the details, but the
It's
sense
assumed
is that
everywhere
it's assumed
that it was suicide.
Yeah.
He left a tweet at the end, didn't he?
Yeah.
But we were saying, we were talking about this at work yesterday, just saying, God, unfortunately, I think we're just going to keep hearing one after another of these aren't stories.
When are you going to do my hair?
I need to get the scissors, don't I?
We'll just get anything. Get a knife.
Should we see if Amazon we can get some
anything.
to...
Okay, so Victoria Jenner.
Right, okay. So,
For those
this is
who,
the bit.
hang on, hit the thumbs up if you've enjoyed this. If you don't want to join us for us singing your names or Nadia really mangling them, I would head off now. Do subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And on that note, go for it, Ned.
Yeah, and if you do subscribe, if you're new to the channel, hit the notification bell because that's how you will be notified when we go live. Because we do surprise nighttime lives as well, and you wouldn't want to miss it.
Nanny
So I
diary
really would
today.
highly recommend that people leave now because we're singing a welcome song to all the new members. Emma Sanchez, yes, we can.
Yeah,
I'll start.
I've added Emma to the end.
Emma Sanchez, Emma Sanchez, Emma Sanchez, welcome.
Actually, just gone to Bristol Uni.
Oh, did you?
fantastic!
Oh, is he chuffed?
Oh, that's
Oh,
brilliant
that's
news.
great news.
I'll send him my best. That's
Oh,
such good news.
that's brilliant news, darling.
Oh.
Oh, well, we're nearly finished.
Yeah.
We'll have a cup of hot chocolate to celebrate.
Oh, that's such good news.
We'll be 2 more minutes.
I'll tell yeah, send him all I love.
That's Maddie's boyfriend's just got into the uni he wanted to.
Oh,
That's
that's such
great
good
news.
news.
Oh, and we love Bristol.
We love it.
We love Bristol. Yeah, everyone's going, what?
So that was Emma Sanchez. Emma Sanchez, Emma Sanchez,
Sanchez,
Emma Sanchez.
Victoria Jenna, Victoria Jenna, Victoria Jenna.
Jenna.
Victoria Jenna, Victoria Jenna, Victoria Jenna.
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 Jenna, 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 Jenna.
Andy Jolly, Andy Jolly, Andy Jolly, Andy Jolly, welcome.
Felt like we needed bells for
Yeah.
that one. Linda, Linda, Linda,
Linda
Linda Breslin.
Linda,
Linda, Linda,
Linda,
Linda,
Breslin.
Breslin. Linda, Breslin, Breslin, Linda, Breslin, Linda, Breslin.
Tracy Mayhook, Tracy Mayhook, Tracy Mayhook, she may hook us.
That was beautifully done, babe. Joe Braithwaite, Joe Braithwaite,
Joe Braithwaite, Joe Braithwaite,
Joe Braithwaite,
Joe Braithwaite, Joe Braithwaite,
Joe Braithwaite, like a train, Joe Braithwaite, Joe Braithwaite, Joe
We
Braithwaite.
were quite good then.
That was quite
We're
harmonious.
almost professional.
Heidi K, Heidi, Heidi K,
Heidi, 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 Heidi,
K, Heidi K, Heidi K, Natalie Reid.
Natalie Reid, Natalie Reid, Natalie Reid. We welcome you to the family guest area.
Natalie
Reid.
Reid.
Emma. Oh, we've done Emma.
We've done Emma Sanchez, but I think she could get another one because Patrick's brilliant news interrupted
Oh, yeah.
her.
Emma Sanchez, Emma Sanchez, Emma Sanchez,
Ooh.
Sanchez, Sanchez, Emma
Ooh.
Sanchez, Sanchez,
Ooh.
Sanchez. Welcome
if I do
to the
that?
family guest area. Stop it. Mark, don't do that. And just to say, actually, in the family guest area, tomorrow you've got a real surprise because we now have our Lisa Loves section in
Oh,
the
is it?
Sunday show.
Yeah, I was editing
and so
it
it's
yesterday.
Lisa's favourite things. We got a little bit pissed when we're filming it, but it's fun. So that's a new part. The show's probably going to be about how long tomorrow?
It's an epic.
Made the most,
I need to start exporting it
made
like
the
at
most
9 a.m. tomorrow.
gorgeous hot cake.
We will send everyone's congratulations to Patrick. That's brilliant news, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's off to Bristol.
Lots
of
of
love,
love.
guys. And as we said at the beginning, all of our prayers and all of our thoughts with dear Chrissy.
Yeah,
Okay.
God, so much love to you, Chrissy.
All right.
Lots of love, everyone.
Take care, guys.
Bye.
Bye.